The MCU has finally gained some of their fans' backing once more, especially after Deadpool and Wolverine showed that superhero fatigue hasn't really been the major issue everyone painted it out to be. The problem was not knowing about the characters the new movies had pumped out. One of the best quotes to ever come out of pop culture today is from a superhero film.
You either die a hero, or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain.
And with Robert Downey Jr. returning to the MCU, we can't help but recall some of the most villainous Tony Stark, Iron Maniac. RDJ is returning to the MCU as Dr. Doom, but did you know that there have been many Tony Starks in the comics who either become Doom or had his mind swapped with Victor Von Doom? In fact, the Iron Man of Earth, 5012's Anthony Stark, is among those Iron Man who became Dr. Doom. Iron Maniac grew up in a war-torn world. As such, he became much more violent than many other Tony from the multiverse. Much like Doom himself, this version of Tony Stark battled the Fantastic Four in his universe. And in their long battle, Stark killed the Human Torch after Johnny Storm had burned his face. However, the Reed Richards of Earth 5012 couldn't beat the Iron Maniac, so for unknown reasons, Richards transported Tony to the mainline 616 comic universe. There, Stark would ultimately be defeated by Captain America and other heroes. Since Emperor Stark, the Iron Maniac wasn't the only one who had taken on a Dr. Doom-esque persona in the vast multiverse. Anthony Stark of Earth 4, 2777 might be more evil than his Earth 5012 counterpart. While the harsh, war-torn world molded Iron Maniac, Emperor Stark grew up in a similar world of the 616 universe. What's more, the 42777's Tony murdered his father at the age of 14, and thus his path to evil had started. Tony Stark, who wanted to rule the world, rightly known to the fans as Emperor Stark, had done many evil deeds, like creating famine that would kill millions. But he wasn't known to the world as Doom, as there already was a Victor Von Doom, the monarch of the fictional country of Latveria. Tony and Victor had made a deal to share the world, but the Latverian king betrayed Stark. However, it wasn't Doom who ended the threat of Emperor Stark, that would be Susan Storm. Invisible Woman would end Tony Stark of Earth 42777 at the cost of her life. Number 3. Superior Iron Man. Among the most well-known of the evil Starks is undoubtedly the Superior Iron Man. Anthony Stark from Earth 616 was the mastermind behind the Extremis 3.0 app that would give him control over San Francisco through the app. With the powers of his brand new Endosim armor, Tony not only dominated the city.
It was all due to the Scarlet Witch casting a spell that would make some evil characters good and vice versa.
During his time as Superior Iron Man, Anthony held all of his vices and none of his virtues. Stark was greedy to the core and power hungry, but he and many others found a way to reboot their storyline during the Incursion Crisis. Things for Tony and the others of 616 Universe ended after the Ultimate Universe. Number 4. Steel Corpse. While the Tony Starks before this one had evil traits to their characters, Steel Corpse was anything but that. The reason we mentioned him in this list is due to how scary he looked. But Stark, for the Earth 11326, acted much like the mainline 616 Anthony Stark before he had become evil. Jeffrey's brothers, Madison and Lionel, infected Tony with a virus that permanently bonded him with his armor. But the scary part was that said armor was eating him alive. Stark even joked about his new title, Steel Corpse. Steel Corpse and the Avengers were tasked to ease out the genetic exclusion zone riot. Tony showed his enjoyment in the repression and murder of mutants. We finally saw his ugly side. No, we don't mean his appearance. Later, they attacked Fortress X, where their mission was to eliminate mutants. However, these mutants were children, and despite his hatred for mutants, Tony could not bring himself to kill these kids. But his Iron Man armor moved on its own and was about to unalive the mutant kids. In his final act of redemption, Tony Stark asks Captain America to kill him before his armor goes off. These were our picks of the most villainous Tony Stark so far. What are your picks? Let us know in the comments below. If you like this video, please hit the like button and subscribe button